Hey guys, today I'm going to show you how to render tallow. Something I like to do that gives me almost what you call free soap. So there's a little bit of labor involved, but not much. And you can usually get this from a farmer or from your butcher for almost next to nothing. I love my farmer, and she has organic grass-fed beef, and she gave me a bunch of fat that was sitting in the freezer. So you can get it like this, or if you're going to your butcher, the easiest way to do this is have them grind this for you. Otherwise, you gotta do the little process I have next. So what I will do is I will unwrap this. Let me show you what it looks like when you don't have it ground. I will unwrap this, and I will slice all of this fat. This is what it looks like. And if there's any meat on here, this one's pretty clean. You'll see some meat there. But you want to remove as much meat as you can, and then slice it into really small chunks, as small as you can. I've done this with the scissors, with a really sharp knife. It does take some time, so if you can get your butcher to grind it, go that route. I have sliced all the tallow up. This was a good amount. I wanted to fill this up. You put in your crock pot. This is a super easy way to do it, and it's going to cook down. You put your lid on and you set it to low, and this is going to take several hours, can even be into the next day. You basically will know when the tallow is done when this turns to liquid and you hear the crackling that's going to happen stop. Once the crackling has stopped, you want to turn your crock pot off and let your liquid come down in temperature for about an hour or so. You don't want to pour your hot tallow into your jars, otherwise you could have them crack. So in the meantime, you're going to want to pull out a strainer with some cheesecloth or a cotton cloth that you can put over the strainer, because you're going to strain out all the little bits and pieces that are left after the process of rendering, and then you're going to pour it into your glass jars and store it in your fridge. I will show you the process as we go here, and then talk to you a little bit about storing it after. So this has been on here for a little bit. You can see the color of it starting to change. There's not really any juice coming up in it yet. Give it a little stir. You're going to watch this. It's going to go down quite a bit. As you can see, it was up to the top, and it's now going down. Starting to smell like fat cooking. So you put the lid back on, keep it on low, keep an eye on it. You can stir it from time to time, but this is going to take a while. 2 more hours in. As you see, it keeps going down. It's starting to bubble now. And you can see some of the meat bits that are in there. Those are going to be what you're going to hear crackling. It has not stirred yet. Usually it gets quite dark before that starts happening, but it's cooking down nicely, and that nice liquid down there is what's going to be your rendered tallow. Okay, so that's a good roll and boil, and that's what you want to be happening. We're going to leave this on probably for the night. So you can see some of it's changing color there, which is good, and it's a good portion down from the top where it started out. Finished. It's late at night, so I'm being quiet. Those are the cracklings on top. Noticed all the noise has stopped. You just simply take a slotted spoon and put it onto a paper towel. And believe it or not, these are quite tasty if you sprinkle them with salt. Once you strain all this out, you're going to want to let it cool slightly before you drain it and put it into your jars. That's how easy it is to render tallow. I'll show you the finished product. So here we are. Most of the stuff is removed from the top, and I'm getting ready to strain it as it's cooled. I just put a strainer in my glass measuring cup, covered it with a sieve, and then some cheesecloth. We'll pour it in and get out the rest of those bits, and then we'll jar it. Okay, so now we're going to pour that into the jars. I would normally like wide mouth jars, but I didn't have any cleaned and ready. These are. So I will put them in there and just pour them in, and then let it completely cool, and this will turn white when it's finished. So that's how easy it is to render your own beef fat or tallow. There we go. That is the finished rendered tallow. And what I will be using it for is primarily for making soap, but it's also great for frying. It has a high smoke. If you want to fry just your normal everyday things in the kitchen, it's good for that too. Look up beef tallow. I do not recommend you use beef fat that is not from organic cows or grass-fed cows because so much stuff is stored in the fat. So check out beef tallow. Give it a try. If you already use it, I'd love to hear how you use it in your kitchen. Until next time, guys, this has been Angela from Home is for Making.